Hi, I'm Amy Pleet-Odle, and I'm an educational consultant. I've just finished 50 years in the field of education. I started as a classroom English teacher, and then when the first special ed law passed, I went into special education. I got advanced degrees in special education, and I was a special ed teacher, and then a department chairman, and then I became a transition coordinator, placing kids out on jobs and linking them with adult services. And I wanted to have a bigger impact. So I started working at the State Department of Education to help other school districts do a better job with what I had started figuring out. And then I went to a university and I became the special ed graduate director, created 20 different graduate courses, coordinated the program, hired faculty. And then I retired. And I went to another university where I could be back in the classroom helping teachers. I was the inclusion consultant, helping teachers do a better job. And over the last 2 years in that position, school districts paid the university over $330,000 for my time. And the university gave me a cost of living increase. So by then I was married to my new husband. And he is an independent consultant. And he said, there's something wrong with you bringing in all that money, helping all those schools and not being compensated. So I thought, okay, I'll retire, I'll branch out on my own, and I'll start my own consulting business. And then I realized I was doing the same workshop over and over in each school. So I created a little video package of here's my workshop 1, here's workshop 2. And what I would do is go into the schools, sit down, show the video, and then help teachers think through it. But that was limited by my time. How many schools could I go into? How many teachers could I build a relationship with? So I was looking for some other approach, some other way that I could leverage my time and expertise and have a larger impact. That's when I met Carolyn Soldo, and I started working with her. Immediately, I was intrigued by her packages. She has video packages that walk you through the steps of building an online coaching business, but then she builds self-sufficiency. Her weekly calls are only effective for you as a coach if you take the initiative to apply that skill set to your own practice, and then you take the initiative to come to the coaching calls with questions. So every week I had some question that I was going to ask her because I really wanted to take her method and apply it to my situation. I also learned so much on those coaching calls by the amazing range of people who have coaching businesses and all kinds of things that I never thought of. And she has a way of taking universal business principles and personalizing them for each one. So as I would listen to her coaching another one of my colleagues in the coaching cohort, I would think, now that's interesting. They have asked a question I never thought to ask. And that gives me a new idea for what I can do in my own coaching business. So I benefited from the weekly coaching calls. The amazing part also was the mindset work. I didn't realize how much I was limited by how big I could think. What's possible? Could I really have that kind of impact? And why not? And the coaches that she has to help with mindset just expand your thinking. And then you get to work with Andrea in the Facebook coaching breakout room. He takes that daunting, overwhelming Facebook process into a step-by-step, no worry, you can do this process. Result that I'm most proud of, I think, can be summed up in a story. A teacher stopped me in the hall one day, and she said, I want you to know that I am not going to resign at the end of the school year. In fact, you have helped me reclaim my joy in teaching. That's what I'm doing this work for. That was the best payback right there. Since working with Carolyn 6 months ago, I went from having a 1-year course, online course for teachers, to having 3 years of coaching packages for schools. I also now have a 3-year package to train inclusion coaches and to certify them as inclusion coaches, which is what I've been doing for the last 20 years. I also have branched out. I have 3 webinars that are out there running, and I've just released a mini course on resilience that school leaders and teachers and students will need as they return to school after this pandemic. And I'm in the early stages of co-designing a mini course on the legal ramifications of moving special ed services into an online environment. Co-designing that with somebody who is the national director of a federally funded project. I would never have reached out to her without the mindset work that I've been doing with Carolyn. Oh, did I mention? Last year I tripled my income from the year before. The best part of working with Carolyn and her team is that they somehow magically manage to combine solid universal business principles with a personalized problem-solving approach that fits every one of the coaches in her program. This is an amazing find, and I'm so grateful to her and her team.